We're not drilling enough.
We're not drilling. Exactly.
We're not drilling enough. It's like has Biden drilled anywhere?
Exactly. We're not getting enough done. The 4 years that Biden has been in office, we haven't got anything done.
It's like he hasn't signed any drilling permits for anything.
Absolutely not. That's why I'm excited for this.
So with Trump, it's like we want to see that number double, triple of the amount of drilling permits for oil and natural gas.
Exactly. That's what we need.
We should probably, for the internet, talk about climate.
Oh yeah, we should probably talk about the climate change. What do you think about that?
Oh goodness, climate change. That's a big one. But I don't know.
Yeah, well, it has to be Walter. Let's take it again, and then we'll just look at the snow on the ground.
Yeah. So what do you think about all this climate change?
I think we need to get stuff done. I think climate change is a big issue. I think a lot of people are not really focusing on it too much.
What do you think you think it's real though?
It's as real. I don't know how to say it. I guess the best way of saying it is they're trying to focus more on the public trying to change global warming instead of the big corporates trying to change, because the corporates are the biggest thing is using plastic, tons of plastic. They're polluting our planet, and they're telling us to stop using plastic, stop doing all this stuff to help climate change and help not pollute the planet. And I think we need to start putting in some policies for corporates and companies to...
Yeah, it's not a person. They try to make it, the corporations do this, or they make it like a person, what's your carbon footprint? And it's, you have 100 corporations doing the majority of the polluting and the carbon, greenhouse gases and everything.
They want us to change, and we're trying, but when these companies give us products that are plastic, they give us plastic, or they give us
single-use plastic.
Exactly.
Single-use plastic. Yep.
Exactly. So.
I think I'm more plastic than I am man right now.
Yeah, microplastic. Yeah.
But yeah. So we go back to drilling.
But yeah, so what were you saying about the drilling? So we're not drilling enough.
We're not drilling enough. We need more resources. That our economy is going to shit. Things are inflated. Gas prices are rising. When Trump was in office, gas prices were...
Because we're not drilling enough.
The best.
Yeah,
We're not. Our country is in debt, and it keeps getting worse and worse.
I'm the one who interviewed this guy. I want to be clear. So first off, this guy was at a Trump rally. He does not agree. He is, on the other side of pretty much every issue that I support. And it was very upsetting to find common ground and then have him just go, shh, right? He believed that climate change was real. He actually believed it. And I was like, somewhat refreshing, because no one else agrees with him at that rally. Everyone else thinks it's a hoax, and it's a hoax perpetuated by, the deep state, blah, blah, blah. And they're coming for your pickup trucks. And it's this World Economic Forum conspiracy. But he actually believed it. And they also all believe, which is frustrating, this guy believes it too, is that there would be more jobs in these rural areas if they were allowed to drill more. And that's what's keeping unemployment really high in their area. And, and the reality of this is that these drilling jobs, these, for natural gas and for oil and whatnot, don't provide a lot of permanent jobs. Like the Willow Project, 600 permanent jobs. That is a huge, massive project. That's a very big project. 600 jobs. That's it. Now, let me talk about this guy. He came so close to the point, and I was so shocked. I was like, dude, you're killing it right now. He's like, yeah, focus on the corporations, not the individuals and the individual's carbon footprint. You and I agree with that. All progressives agree with that. We know that it's been a conspiracy from the corporations to focus it on the individual, not the corporations, and to sort of divert attention away. He's getting it, baby. Like, and I am so proud that he even got that close. Like, I wish all of them understood that. And then I said that at the end of like, oh, but Biden's not drilling enough, because we had been talking about that, just to show that he wasn't like totally on our side, and he was still fogged down by all of this nonsense, this MAGA nonsense. But it was like, for like a few minutes, it felt like I was speaking to a human being again, and speaking to someone that was sane, and like, it was refreshing. The few minutes that he was there, and it made it a little bit more heartbreaking when he just went. What's one of the biggest issues you have as a voter?
I don't know if it's necessarily an issue. Like I said, I think it's just one of the things that I'm looking forward to if he's elected is doing away with the income tax, which means more money in everybody's pocket. And again, it might be wishful thinking, but it kind of puts hope in a lot of people's eyes, and especially I know mine, having a daughter and being a single dad. It's something that I'm really praying for and hoping for if he's elected. So
one thing we talked about too is just like the corporate, like Amazon, Jeff Bezos, like the taxes he pays.
Yeah, and also get rid of the income tax for people, and what about for these corporations that pay zero taxes?
Yeah, I mean, it's insane the amount of loopholes that they get is as much money as they make, and the loopholes that they have and they can use. But for us, it's like in every which way they can, they get the extra dollar out of us.
Yeah, so get rid of income tax for private citizens.
Yeah,
and for corporations,
exactly.
Let them pay the taxes.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, it's nuts to me. As much money as they make, like I said, it's. They have every way to abuse the tax reforms and things like that, and we are just kind of get the breadcrumbs. High gas bills or high gas prices, more tax on food and things like that. So, I'm really
Bezos's and the Elon Musks.
Yeah, I mean they don't. Again, I'm equality for everybody, but they don't really need the tax breaks like we do. You know what I mean? They're billionaires. They make hundreds of billions of dollars a year. It's like, I don't think they need it like we do. The people that are really struggling.
Yeah, we don't want to see tax breaks for billionaires. We want to see it for the average American.
Yeah, exactly, and especially because our paychecks are staying the same, but everything else is going up. Like, I mean, I know the apartment complex that I used to live in. I was just looking at it the other day. It went up $900 a month versus what I paid 2 years ago. Yeah, which is insane to me. How can people afford that?
Yeah.
So.
They say income inequality is worse now in America than it was during the French Revolution.
I believe it.
This guy was also, I think, like a lot of people criticize me for when I spoke to this guy for not correcting him. I get criticized a lot for that, and like, why don't I just fact check someone in real time? I mean, they'll just move the goalpost. They will. They'll just go move the goalpost to something else. And so I mean, I've done this before. It's not when I combat them and say like, no, well, that's actually not true. Because what I could have said to this guy was, yes, Donald Trump lowered taxes for billionaires in this country. He lowered taxes for billionaires. Like, everything that guy wants, what that guy wants, he kind of represents this sort of average voter, this average American family that just wants to be able to get by, and no one likes paying taxes. We'd like to pay less taxes if when possible, and sure, we have less taxes and more money for us, and we can prosper and feed our family and life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Fantastic. What was disheartening is that everything that guy wants, like, if you took the time to look it up, that is literally the opposite of what Trump and the Republican Party has put forth as regards to the legislation. I mean, one of the biggest things that they accomplished in the first 2 years of the Trump presidency was in the final hour, they passed the bill to lower taxes on billionaires. and lower corporate taxes, and like literally everything that guy just said was the opposite was done by his party and by Trump when they had, control of the House, Senate, and presidency. And, that's what people can criticize me for. Like, I could have just pointed it out to him. But honestly, I've done this before. It would have just blown my cover. Maybe I could have, yes, maybe I could have been like, well, no, what are you talking about? I could have come at it from like, the pro-corporation side. Be like, no, how dare you? Trump lowered our taxes and my father pays less taxes now, so it's going to trickle down one of these days. I could have done that. I just didn't. But